Radical.
Welcome to Flea Market Stories, documenting one man's journey into the world of flea marketing. I'll try to get through this as quick as possible, but there's a lot to go over on this, which was the biggest sales day I'd ever had. I think I cleared about 220 on this day. So yeah, that's really, really great. First over $200 day. I know, like, in the years ahead, I'll look back maybe when I'm pulling in thousands and I'll be like, it's kind of humble. That's the goal anyways. I think I might transition to becoming mostly a gaming location where you can get gaming stuff. Because if it's any indication, this day, most of those sales were video game related. So I'm like, okay, I guess I can be the gaming spot at that flea market. Yeah, a lot to go over. The DVD sales, just dead. I think I sold one on that day. Didn't even get really any kids' DVD sales, which I usually always rely on the kids' DVD sales. There's one guy came by, and he picked up a Simpsons DVD collection. It was the one with Lisa, the plastic shell. And I have 15 on there because it's a strategy, I say, what I got on there? Okay. 15, I'll probably do that for 10. Sometimes I just overprice things as a strategy. Well, he wanted it for 5. And clearly he didn't understand that this is, I was just offended because it was 15. And no, so I didn't let that go for 5. No. I said, no, not at all. You don't really appreciate the fact that they came off the 15, huh? There was that one guy that came by. Well, not one guy, but like one kid, maybe tweener or whatnot. You know what? He's actually kind of cool. It's actually kind of cool. I'm cool with him. Used to annoy me at first. The kid that on the phone was yelling at his mother. He's a regular. He's going to be a regular. He hangs around, but not only that, he was actually helping me connect and hook up some things. I was like, "Hey man, can you pull that HDMI wire through there? Put on that one TV." So yeah, so he's kind of like a little helper, right? And he's actually valuable because when customers come by, he talks to them a little bit, maybe talks up the location. He talks with like a little bit of a, "Oh yeah, oh I'm sure he has it." Like, I can't replicate his sound and everything, but nah, he's pretty cool. Right, so again, he's definitely cool because he took that half-broken 360 off my hand. So how can I not like the kid? How can I not like him? Speaking of kids, the little kid, the 6-7-year-old kid, came by and he pointedly said to me, like, "Hey, you didn't tell me those games were what the prop? I sold him. What the hell did he have? He had an Xbox One. I sold him 360 games. I forget." Whatever Xbox stuff I sold him, it wasn't for his console. And I say, okay, no, he had Xbox One, and I sold some 360 games. Okay, well, that's not on me. I asked him what he had, and he said they were work, but then again, he's 6 and 7, so what does he know, anyways? So what I told him was, all right, you'd bring those games back, and I'll give you some different games. I'm gonna give him some sports games. It's an upgrade because they're Xbox One games, but I'm not going to give him the games, and because he might not bring back the other games, so I'm going to let him bring back the other games. He still played some Grand Theft Auto, so again, 6, 7 years old, he kind of forgot about the whole game thing. Heck, he's not paying for them or whatever, and plus, I only charged him like $1 each for them, so hell, has no right to complain, really. That 7-year-old could start a reselling business, getting games from me for $1 and reselling them, Now, on to, I think was the first, not big sale, but the first notable sale, and it was some comics. Now, I think I paid 10, no, it wasn't even anything I paid for, but this guy gave me some stuff to sell for him, and I gave him the allotted amount. Some old newspapers, maybe one from the 1800s, and a third printing of The Dark Knight Returns #1 was in there. And I had $20 on that, and this guy wanted comics. This anime guy, you might hear me refer to him as the anime guy, he asked me if I had any comics, and he was really into Venom. Even though he's really into anime, he likes Venom. So I told him, okay. This was the week before. I said I'll have a Venom card set, binder ready for you. But he got he got all the rest of my comics, and there wasn't anything really high value in there, but it was a good little bit of them, maybe 10 to 15 or whatever. And I said, this stack I want 20, and I had the backing boards too. So the last bit of the comics that I had, he bought those for 20. But he said to hold the Venom cards. I had Venom Marvel Masterpieces, Venom Marvel Metal, Venom from the Spider-Man Flea set from the mid-90s. A really cool looking freaking card. Look it up. See-through Venom. That's the one that kind of shocked him. He was like, man, that's such a badass looking card. It really is. There were some Spider-Man cards. It had Spider-Man, Carnage. Some of the nicest chase cards, insert cards I'd ever really seen. And also there was a holofoil with him and Hobgoblin, I believe. Hobgoblin. But about 20 Venom cards. And in a binder. I was going to sell them for 25. So he's going to be back next week. He said hold them for him. Okay, so on to the video game stuff. Oh, before I get into that, the hot Russian woman saga. Well, I may not decide to Bonker. And if I do, it might be, I don't know. It's one of them situations to where I thought she was just kind of like in and out and not a regular at that flea market, but she says she's a regular there. She sells bags there. So I'm going through all the pros and cons in my mind. If I, take her home and boink her, it'd be kind of weird at the flea market. And, she might grow really attached to me. And she might not like the fact that I flirt with a lot of the attractive females that come to my table. So, I don't know. If she wasn't like a regular there, possibly. But I did flirt with her a little bit. I asked her how old her son was. And then I really genuinely think she looks, to be in her 30s. From a distance, maybe closer up, maybe like 40s or whatnot. By looking at her, I say like, you don't look much older than like the age of your son. If I was to take a guess, I would think you're in your 30s. And I said it with conviction and passion, not like to where like she might detect I was lying or whatever. But she smiled and then she said, "Oh, you have made my day," and I think I made her day. So maybe it's not even about like just boinking all the females of the world. Maybe it's about just like making someone smile and making them very happy. It always gives you a good, warm, fuzzy feeling. She should wear some short shorts though. I don't know how to get around that to where I say like, oh, it's so hot, really? Like, how do you? It's hard for me wearing jeans. Like, you never wear shorts. On to the big sale. The biggest sale I think I've had. I made it happen. Made this thing happen, right? I sold an Xbox 360 to one dude that weeks ago said he was going to come back and get one. He did keep his word, and he got the one with, I gave him a package. It was $100 with GTA 5 and a hard drive and a controller. Now he wanted an extra controller. Here was the problem. I was out of 360 controllers. I had damn like 5 or 6 week ago, but I was out. I had 2 Xboxes set up. And I knew what it meant would be I would sacrifice the sale of the other Xbox or the ability to demo the other games. But I did it. It was maybe like 11:30 and I'm usually there till about 2, something like that. I took the silver Xbox controller, my favorite Xbox controller. I took that one out with the rechargeable, the wired with the rechargeable in the back. I don't like the hassle of replacing the batteries back and forth, So I love that, the battery recharger one. I took that out and I said like $20. You can have this one for $20. So then I made it $120. Then he wanted an extra game, Gears of War 3. But as a great shrewd businessman, I said you can have that one for $5 since you got the system. So he was really happy about that. So this is a guy that's going to be back probably in the future to get more games from me. I sold him the system, so I'm going to be his probably his game hookup. And he said he wants some FIFA games. So I did pick up one FIFA game. Sometimes what you got to do. It's what you got to do. I didn't want to include that second controller, but he had the money and he was ready to buy. When you see somebody and they're ready to buy, that's what you got to do. What really helped the sale also was I actually had a green GameStop refurbished Xbox box. Yeah, I had the Xbox box. I wonder if you can buy those green boxes just in their own. Because, I buy one of those boxes for $1-2, make everything look legit and official. Actually, I know you can actually buy Xbox 360 boxes online. The Xbox boxes you can buy online. So if I get these boxless Xboxes on the auctions that don't have the boxes, I can get online and stack up on the boxes. One quick thing to add before I forget, I came to a conclusion after this day. Grand Theft Auto rules all. Not only do people want Grand Theft Auto, but Grand Theft Auto will help you sell game consoles. I ain't joking. I had 3 different copies of Grand Theft Auto for the 360. I had GTA 5, which I sold with the system. I had GTA 4, which I sold to one person. And then I had the Baldigay Tony and Lost in the Damned, separate game, that I sold to somebody. In a span of 4 to 5 hours, I sold all the Grand Theft Autos. I'm thinking about just collecting and acquiring as many Grand Theft Autos as I can and just having that be the whole fucking table. And just like sit back and just like watch the money roll in as people buy Grand Theft Auto, you know? People can't get enough of that. You think Call of Duty's a seller, but I don't think I sold any Call of Duties in my game trays that day, but phew, the Grand Theft Auto's gone.